Our next winner is in the category of National Security and International Affairs. We've heard wrenching news in recent weeks and months about people displaced by floods and conflict, and the caring people who rush in to help. There's another tragic situation halfway around the world that's been going on for years, and it's heartening to hear about the humanitarian effort by our government to help people in need. Here to tell us about this next honoree is Administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development, Ambassador Mark Green.
Thanks, John, and good evening, everyone. So let me tell you a story. 6 years of brutal, unrelenting civil war in Syria, combined with the unspeakable violence perpetrated by ISIS in parts of neighboring Iraq, has led to the largest and most complex humanitarian emergency of our time. More than 80% of Syria's population, or 13.5 million, need assistance. That's half the size of Texas and more than 2/3 the population of New York. Alex Mahoney and the Middle East Crisis Humanitarian Response Team lead the U.S. government's ongoing relief effort to save lives and to ease suffering in this war-torn region. Based in Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Turkey, Kuwait, and right here in Washington, D.C., they work with the United Nations and non-governmental organizations to deliver food, safe drinking water, shelter, sanitation, medical care to roughly 4 million people in Syria each month and 3 million people in Iraq. Now, when the operation started, Syria didn't allow U.S. assistance. So Mahoney's highly dedicated team worked with neighboring countries to transport life-saving aid into Syria with backpacks, small trucks, and yes, even donkeys. Here's a video with Alex to tell you more about his work and the work of his incredible and selfless team.
In every disaster response I've gone on, I remember sitting on the plane heading towards the crisis and wondering, is this the one that's going to be too big for me to handle? My job is to oversee the response. So for Syria and Iraq, I have orchestrated a response which to date is about $6 billion in humanitarian assistance, which reaches millions of people per month. And when I talk about a team, we've had 360 people roughly working on this crisis since it began 5 years ago. The team is a group of highly trained humanitarian professionals. These are folks that have dedicated their lives providing humanitarian assistance. USAID responds to an average of 65 disasters in over 50 countries around the world every year. So that's countless lives that we are saving each and every year. And I think people that work in this field, one is they're motivated by the desire to do good, but I think they're also proud to represent this country. I like to think that we're unofficial ambassadors representing the American people to people in their time of need in humanitarian crises.
I'm proud of them, and I know you are too. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the winner of the 2017 National Security and International Affairs Medal, Alex Mahoney, and the great Middle East Crisis Humanitarian Response Team. Congratulations.
Thank you, Administrator Green, for that kind introduction. I want to start by thanking the partnership. It's really an honor to be here, and it's humbling to be among federal colleagues who are doing such incredible work. I'd also like to thank co-workers from across the U.S. Agency for International Development, colleagues at State Department, National Security Council, and the Department of Defense for really good collaboration. And I'd like to thank the leadership of USAID for their tremendous support. Across 2 administrations, you've always reinforced the critical point that humanitarian assistance must be based on need. Just a small fraction of the team is here with me tonight. Over the past 5 years, more than 360 people have worked on this crisis, serving the people of Syria and Iraq in their time of need. This recognition really means a lot to us, and it keeps us going. And that's really important because the job is not done. Millions remain in need, and our team continues to work to save lives. This award is not just recognition for the work our team has done. To us, it's also an acknowledgement of the tens of millions of people who have lost nearly everything. Their stories, their courage, their perseverance continue to inspire. Thank you very much.